Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Now, Blue. Ha! There we go. It's because it wasn't plugged in. I'll go fuck myself. Hey! There we go. I'm back. Thanks, everybody. All right. Good looking out. Blue, one of our first subs. One of our regular contributors. Blue, if you want to jump in, I'm not doing shit today. I am sitting here, dead inside, licking my wounds. I do want to go over this Jasmine Crockett development. They say vote blue no matter who, but oh wow, this is great. We have the Lucy here from the Free Press telling us that. Let's see what this has
is
to
just
say.
over-regulating in the name of the greater good. And so I think answering to that perception of socialism, the sort of the Mamdani New York perception of socialism, why do you think that also will inevitably fail?
Because at some point, Mamdani will have to make a decision as to what not to build instead of housing. If he wants to build housing, he'll have to do less of something else. He will have to.
This guy is the author of a thing called Superabundance. So I don't really give a shit about him. Also, why does everybody who work for the Free Press look like somebody who complains to the manager of a Pilates studio for the equipment not being adequately wiped down? This chick looks like she was not. It just doesn't look nice. Why would you work at the Free Press? It's so mean. It's such a mean press. It's not free. You're an asshole. Jerks. They definitely do. What's up, Sprout? Ciao. Hello, Sprout. Happy weekend to you. Happy weekend to everybody. Thank you, Blue. You're the best. I love you. Abundance 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's right, Blue. The super abundance is in the chat. The state of Georgia rejects hatred. Let's see here. Okay, Meghan McCain needs to chill the fuck out. Like, I'm obsessed with my children, obsessed with them. I cried when my daughter started preschool 2 days ago. Whenever the day comes, they leave the nest, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown, and Ben knows this. I could no relate less to what Michelle Obama is saying. It's pretty crazy because, like, everybody shows that clip of her dad being nice to Barack Obama when that racist MAGA lady said that he's extreme. So Meghan McCain has basically just like completely avoided the memory of her father, which is very sad. Because you know, it's your dad, but whatever. Let's see here. Name number. Oh wow, Hassan Piker's the number 3 most influential creator. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that Neera Tanden doesn't shut the fuck up about him? Oh, let's see what this says. Yeah, so, you know, I don't really have any clips or anything today. I was just going to kind of chill and talk to people. Oh, hey, we have a new website. It's pretty cool. Hang on a second. Let's see here. Do we have a Buy Me a Coffee link? We're online. What? If you're new here, join the Discord. Sorry, everybody. I'm trying to take care of the business portion of the proceedings before we get into the thing that I'm actually good at. You can join the Discord there. We are not monetized on... We're monetized on Twitch, so if you ever want to throw us a bone, you can do that there. But just showing up is more than enough. We're trying to get monetized on YouTube, so thanks for watching. Yeah, they're never going to have an opportunity or a chance. They're going to have so much therapy bills. That's our buy me a coffee thing. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's see what we have here. Caroline Leavitt's kids. This is her 65-year-old husband.
Okay. Hey, Andrea, can you put
Look at that man.
Can you put the microphones down real quick? Sorry.
Does she know how to
All right.
hold a baby?
So cute. And then come this way so you're centered. Okay, right there. There we go. Okay.
My God, beautiful family. Congratulations.
Caroline, any words for your last day?
Thank you, guys.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I think that Caroline Leavitt's kids are going to do a lot of therapy because, you know, they're going to have to go to their mother's Possibly our kids will be better than us. First time holding the baby, can't fake Harry. I know that's absolutely true. You know, it's gonna really suck for her kids though, because as they're growing up, their mother's gonna be going to the Nuremberg trials 2.0. You know, what are they gonna do at the Truth and Reconciliation Commission when Caroline Leavitt is on the stand explaining how that she lied about everybody being fucking kidnapped, and she was saying that you know, innocent people were violent terrorists that were being murdered by a paramilitary force. I don't know what her kids are going to do, but it's going to suck for them because their mother decided to sell her soul so she could have, like, a decent job in Washington, D.C. with the most boring fucking people in human existence. I'm so... This timeline is so stupid. People choose the dumbest things. Oh, Gal Gadot, that's going to be the... Oh, let's see here. She ran like Phoebe from Friends before training for her latest film, The Runner. That's going to be an easy one to boycott. It sounds like shit. They use a metaphor like shit. So, yeah, no, thank you. Oh, here we go. Who's this guy? Gen Z and a Democrat. Cool. Let's see what he says about the DSA. Look, DSA, I get it. You were bullied in high school, your parents didn't love you, and you were raised by your nannies and trust funds, so you hate the world, especially the U.S. I'm here to tell you, however, that most of us Americans love this country, so hate it won't making us vote for you. Yeah, no shit, Rottweiler. Yeah, well, first of all, I didn't have a nanny. Don't have a trust fund. Actually, all the trust fund kids I know typically are centrist fucking shills. They really miss the days when, like, not everybody could go to Washington, D.C., you know, trust fund babies are the ones who get unpaid internships up in D.C. because they're the only one whose parents can afford to get them an apartment. Did you ever think about that, dude? Commentary account? If you're a commentary account, why are you so fucking stupid? Why are your shit takes always rooted in exclusionary politics instead of saying, I never really thought about it like that. Maybe we do lack community and humanity. Have you ever thought about how countries in the global south that we destabilize for our own imperialism may have a stronger sense of community because their central governments failed them because we installed puppet dictatorships that would help us control oil and other natural resources, so they had to rely on each other like we're learning to do now? Do you think about that, Sir Rottweiler? Wow, this is so cool. MVP Harris told me to be ruthless, so I'm not going to give a single fuck about a DSAer's feelings. Fuck all you trust fund babies. Cool. Didn't she endorse Abdul El Sayed? Like the day he won? Oh, excuse me. I'm allergic to your bullshit, Sir Rottweiler. Who the fuck is this guy? What a tool. What a dickhead. Let's see what... Like, who is this guy? Is this like his entire thing? Is this what he does? What's up, Vampicato? Yeah, that's what's up. Vampicato is the one who designed our Discord. Did a beautiful job. None your business. Bing bong. Thanks for joining us. Just heard that Trump's going after Soros. Okay, thanks, Winter. Let's take a look at what we got there. Let's see what we got. Trump's going after Soros. All right. I'm new at this, like, breaking news thing. Sorry, I'm used to CNN. It's usually like, hey, oh, this is great, man. I love this. This is the shit that, you know, everybody said climate change was fake. And then guess who gets affected by it? All the countries. Jesus Christ. This Nepal thing really pisses me off. They didn't do anything. Their carbon emissions are 0. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift, on the other hand, she emits more carbon than this entire country probably, and they're the ones who have to deal with the consequences of our behavior. Hey, if you're joining us... Yeah, I know. I hate them. Vampicato! Yo, Vampicato is the genius behind our Discord, just so you know. So, if you're not in our Discord, please join it. And, what's up, Manuel? How was work? Have you heard Trump wants to take over the Marshall Islands now? Oh, my God, he's crazy. I actually think technically the Marshall Islands were kind of destroyed by us anyways because we used to do our nuclear testing there. And in fact, I think that's what the new Godzilla. Thank you, Vampicato. We also got the new Party Crashers website, where it's got all of the people in our collective on there. Our friend Arius made it. Check it out. Oh, wait. It's got to be HTTPS. Anyways. So, yeah. Sir Rottweiler. Let's see here. Did Hassan Piker platform a Houthi terrorist and spend his entire stream glazing him? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Francesca, friend of the show. Why do I not follow her on Twitter? Oh, because she doesn't know that this is me. I'm the Democrat consultant on Twitter. And in real life, but only Blue has seen me in my wig. Only Blue has seen me in my wig. Dude, they're bringing up the most... Hey, what's up, Nuggies? Work's been great. I'm staying here in the city where the job is. I'm sleeping at a Flying J travel center and hanging out at a sports complex under some nice shade right now. Hell yeah, Manuel. We love to hear it, brother. Shelter. Job. Some sleep. That's what it's all about. You got the electric kettle. Oh, you've seen me in my wig, Chicago Bish. How could I say that? I got to put the comments on the stage. I forgot about that. I had a lot going on. Yo, Chicky Nuggies, you never have to apologize. You got to sleep, too. Never apologize. What's up? Oh, here we go. Yeah, they're bringing up the Houthi thing again. They keep recycling the same attacks against the same people because it's like I tell you, everybody's afraid right now because they're afraid of losing the bag. Oh, Donald Trump has no greater... Oh, fucking Richie Torres, man. Perfect. I got nothing to do today except for rip in to fucking the sociopathic Richie Torres. Let's find some of his greatest hits. Let's find a Richie Torres clip. I bet you if I put Richie Torres as a robot in YouTube, Torres, APAC. Let's see here.
Hey, how you doing, brother?
What's going on? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? Can we cut off ties with AIPAC, Congressman? This makes it look like you're bought, and we can't keep sending cells and weapons to Israel.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about taking money from AIPAC and sending money to Israel.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What do you mean you have no clue what I'm talking about?
Never
U.S.
heard of
is
this.
not sending money to Israel?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Through defense packages that you have voted for? No clue what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll let your constituents see this.
Yeah, so Richie Torres is a sociopath. It's pretty much comes down to. I apologize for everything too, Chicky Nuggies, when I'm in a vulnerable state. So you don't have to apologize for apologizing. It's all good. You know what I like to reframe it as? I like to say thank you. Like today I was in a conversation with a friend, and I was overly anxious because of what's going on in my personal life, which is a totally different story. And I basically told them, hey, thank you for being patient with me. Because my communication right now is a little shaky just because I'm a little vulnerable. And, oh, we got 7 people here on Instagram. Make sure you jump into the Gretchen Kelly photography. I actually need to talk to you. I need to email you. I have a need for your photography. Yeah, no, he's got nothing behind those eyes, Manuel, which means he's capable of great evil. Keep attacking Hassan because they're scared of his power to be able to unite younger communities and turn them against the establishment. That is exactly right, Chicky. That is exactly right. They are afraid of Hassan. They are afraid of anybody who understands the power of community and who understands that power does not lie at the top. It lies with the people. People power will always trump evil and great power. It is like what Gandalf says in The Hobbit to Galadriel, which was a completely worthless 3 movies. I highly recommend reading the book though, because J.R.R. Tolkien. But Peter Jackson is now embracing AI, which is incredibly disappointing. Now that said, Gandalf says, and I repeat this every day because it's something that gives me hope. Gandalf says to Galadriel, Galadriel says, Gandalf, why hobbits? And Gandalf says, because I found in my time that great power does not defeat evil. It's the small, everyday deeds, the little acts of kindness that keep great forces of evil at bay. Ooh, goosebumps. Look, I got the goosebump test. If you get goosebumps in this chat, I get goosebumps. I get goosebumps when when I feel something good. We got to get organized, got to get mad, got to stay mad. A little bit of anger goes a long way. Yeah, possibly, Chicky. We got to get organized, got to get mad, got to stay mad. That's right. We got to get organized. This is the thing, though. We can get angry. We can't stay angry. We got to have a little bit of anger. A little bit of anger and we got to be a little indignant. Indignant. That's the word I'm trying to teach people the word indignant, because anger is rooted in fear, you know, and we're not afraid. That's the thing. We're feeling or showing anger because of something that is unfair, unjust, or wrong. Indignant. Okay? Indignancy. Okay? It's showing anger because of something that is unfair, unjust, or wrong. But indignancy is rooted in love. Because if something is unfair, unjust, or wrong, you're angry because of somebody you love is being treated unfair, unjust, or wrong. Or your neighbors. And that's what it's all about, really, at the end of the day. That's the thing about... That's the thing. You gotta be angry. You gotta get angry. But you gotta stay indignant. Don't stay angry, because if you stay angry, you stay bitter. And if you're bitter, you're no good to anybody. You can't build a community if you're bitter. You gotta stay indignant. Indignant. That's the word we're looking for today. All right, now let's read about Richie Torres, that sack of shit. Richie Torres launched a post-election critique of progressive Democrats claiming they helped Donald Trump win a second White House term. Okay, Richie, first of all, you helped him win. All right, you see what I'm cooking? Let's go. Oh, nice, chicken. I love photography. I do, too. I do some light camera work, but I'm in Louisiana. I wish I could be a photographer, y'all. Chicky, let me tell you something. Little acts of kindness. That's right, baby. Let me tell you something, Chicky. You are a photographer. That's what you got to do. When you look in the mirror every day, I want you to say, I'm a photographer, I'm a photographer, I'm a photographer. And then brush your teeth with your left hand, because it's going to trick your brain. And then you're going to start to see yourself as a photographer. Anyways, we got to go with the Richie Torres thing. That is the, yeah, lick the like button. I don't know what that means. That sounds like something, that sounds like a Valental custom. But I like it. You can bring all the customs that you want. All right, Torres, who overwhelmingly won his re-election bid in the 15th congressional district, criticized the far left of his party for what he sees as contributing to President Harris's loss. Oh, this is from November. Oh, what am I talking about here? Let's. Oh, this is an old article. That's. A dog went viral after doing a very good job helping delivery drivers carrying packages. He was helping Amazon, so I love that dog. But has the U.S. lost the war in Iran? Yeah, I'm going to go with yes on that one. Let's see here. I paid $1,300 to skip the airport. Was it worth it? This is how the other half lives. Let's see what the other half is getting for their...
I paid $1,300 to skip airport crowds and other hassles, never even setting foot inside the terminal.
Wow, you know what? $1,300. Wow, just so she could skip the line. You know what the funny thing is about these people is that these rich people, man, they think that, this is the thing about rich people. Let me tell you, let me break it down for you. Rich people pay for everything so that they don't have to feel inconvenience or discomfort. But the problem, what they end up buying is a low tolerance for pain. You know what I mean? So, like, when they're faced with something like love and fear, they can't pay somebody to feel their emotions for them. So they avoid them, and they don't let anybody close. So that's why I always find these cute little Wall Street Journal things where they're like, hey, somebody treated me special. It's like, looking to like, is from Mama Avocado Ahmad for Valenti. Oh, I love Forrest. I bet that's amazing. My wife just farted in my dinner. Come on. We just met. Yeah, they don't know how to be uncomfortable, but the problem with life is that it's inherently uncomfortable. That's the disappointing thing about life. But the beautiful thing about life is that if you accept that discomfort, you find comfort in the little things, you know? I was just telling somebody when I used to sleep on the Blue Line in Chicago, when I was doing open mics and trying to be a full-time stand-up comedian because I was having a bit of a nervous breakdown in 2017. It's like 10 years ago. 2016? I don't remember. I met this guy. I was like 4 a.m. I was sleeping outside, and I saw this guy at the Blue Line station because it was too cold. It was February. And he had a biscuit and a KFC drumstick, and it was like still warm, it looked like, and he was eating it. And then I was like, hey, can I have that? And he's like, yeah. And then he gave it to me, and it was the best meal of my life. I'll never forget it. Best meal of my life. There's not a day that goes by when I sleep in a warm bed that I don't think, I am so glad I'm not sleeping outside right now. It's the best. Best feeling in the world. Best feeling in the world. If you're in a car, you know, that's the thing. That's the thing you don't get if you're wealthy. That's the thing you don't get if you're wealthy. You don't get those little moments of solace. You have to make sure that all of your moments are like this.
An SUV drove me through a security gate at Miami International Airport, past rows of planes and runways, and dropped me off right next to my plane.
Wow, that's special.
This is PS Miami, and
Whoa.
it's part of a growing wave of pricey services for affluent travelers who want less friction without buying a private jet. PS, formerly called Private Suites, started as a paparazzi-free haven for celebrities in Los Angeles in 2017. It has since expanded to Atlanta, Miami, and Dallas-Fort Worth. The Wall Street Journal spent $1,300 so I could size up the 34,000 square foot Miami Outpost, which opened in late June. It's basically a business class lounge on steroids. No one cares if you're flying basic economy or first class, as long as you pay for a pricey day pass or membership. 3 employees greeted me outside like I was arriving on a red carpet, carried my bags, and delivered my boarding pass to my seat in the lounge. Minutes after sitting down, a server asked if I wanted the champagne and caviar service. When in Rome, I suppose. P.S. Miami also has 5.
Wow, that's so nice. I'm sure that makes I'm sure that makes whoever pays for it feel very, very special. I am very happy for their affluence. I'm so glad for their success. Meanwhile, those of us who don't have $1,300 to spend so we can be comfortable for an hour, we're all hanging out in the regular lounge. It's pretty cool. There's like popcorn. You know, you can get like a hot dog in the airport, which is pretty sick. You can get AirPods. What happens if she leaves her AirPods? I don't know. $5,000 suites? Wow.
$1,000 suites that accommodate up to 4 people. They come with showers, balconies, minibars, and a drawer of Apple accessories free for the taking.
Oh,
Only
wow.
one thing annoyed me
Okay, well, then I guess they have AirPods there.
about this extravagant experience. I was handed a bill just before leaving. The total, $211. Everything is complimentary, of course. This was designed to generate a tip. Of course I'm going to tip, but this just cheapened the experience. Did I need any of this? Of course not. But if you've got money to burn, what a sweet, sweet way to travel.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I'm so glad that there's a service that's designed to make people like that feel more comfortable with money to burn. You know what I would really want? I think what we need to do is just get rid of airports. Get rid of the airport part, and if you can't afford that service, then no airplane travel for you. We'll walk everywhere or take our cars. No, you know what? The plebs shouldn't have cars. Who needs to buy them? Yeah, no, paying for special treatment, not really special treatment then. Preach, Chato. Preach. Like, I got no hate for, like, listen, like, if any celebrity who's, like, an artist or something, like, who can afford that, like, yeah, I get that. That means that they're doing something that people want to be around. But, like, if you're, like, an investment banker paying for that shit, like, you're a tryhard, dude. You're just a fucking nerd who wants to feel cool. Insulation smothers. Love that quote, Chato. Love that quote. Hey, y'all, I just want to let you know that our YouTube is, we're really making progress on watch hours. We're at 422. We need to get to 4,000 by February 2027. February 1st, 2027. We have 8 months. I think we're doing a great job. If you don't follow us on Twitch, that's okay. But we're obviously still growing. We're still very small there. We have a Buy Me a Coffee and everything and a website. You can find all that. If you're in the Instagram chat, do me a favor and hop over to to YouTube for me because Instagram does not like me. And I'm gonna go live on TikTok and let's see how long it takes for me to get banned. Let's see here. Join us elsewhere. Okay, here we go. We are getting suppressed, so on YouTube, or on TikTok. I got 240,000. Oh yeah, here, Manuel. 1 second. Twitch.tv/Party Crashers. But Manuel, stay on YouTube, but follow us on Twitch because we get watch hours on YouTube. We're building this community one brick at a time, and you're part of the YouTube Foundation. I fucking love independent media. Me too. That's why I'm doing it. You know, I've auditioned for SNL 6 times, and I've submitted a tape. I don't know that it's considered. Hey, if you're joining us on TikTok, go to the link in my bio. Larry Ellison does not love me. This is the CBS of social media. It's a bit rough around the edges, but a combination of sun. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Hassan has got a, looks like he's got some political cartoonists. Is that AI? I don't know. Huh. Yeah, it's good, man. I'm glad that Hassan Piker is now a political cartoon. The dude is a streamer. Okay? It's like, what does this have to do with anything? Oh, Manuel, what's going on? What's going on? Manuel's playing both sides of the fence. I love that. Money is meaning. That's right. If you missed the lunar eclipse, this is what it looked like. Oh, come on, man. How are you going to do somebody like that? Hey, if you want to join, if you want to see what we're watching, you better click the link in the bio and join us on Twitch or YouTube because we ain't doing it here. Oh, this is good. Let's look at this. Totally normal. Beautiful song. She's probably rich. Maybe she's not. She's probably rich. Something a rich person would do. Well, shortest distance between 2 points is through somebody else's work. Hey, if you're joining us on YouTube, click the link in our bio. Go to YouTube. Or if you're joining us on TikTok, go to the link in our bio. We're on Twitch and YouTube. Plebs carry the politician. That's right. They do. They absolutely do. Plebs do carry the politicians. Oh, man. King Harald V of Norway is dead. 89 years old. What a tragedy. Wow. What a tragedy. Man, guy was a legend. I've never fucking heard of him. I'm just kidding. Rest in peace, Norway. King. Whoa, holy cow. This guy's extreme. That's really fucked up. Wow, look at this. 73% chance of, oh, well, I forgot this is X, so it's going to go from anti-Zionism to anti-Semitism in like 3 comments. Wow, that's a pretty dark... Oh, wow, Democrats that have condemned Hassan Piker. Let's see. This is on Fox News. You notice how the ones that have condemned Hassan Piker are never on Fox News being criticized? You thought I was Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones? Thank you, Shadow. Can you do me a favor and join us on YouTube or Twitch? Because Larry Ellison thinks that I'm not Ramsay Bolton. He thinks I'm some kind of evil anti-Zionist Patton Oswalt. So, okay, here we go. Let's watch what Fox is saying about our favorite Democrats.
They manage kind of this, monster of their own creation.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's just 13 Democrats up on the screen right there out of how many Democrats that are in leadership. And let's look at who's missing. Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden. Things that Hassan Piker has said are so egregious. He has said America deserves 9/11. He has said just horrific things all around. And
he literally said the same thing that Bill Maher said.
Democrats are refusing to distance themselves from him for a reason.
Rona.
Because he's gaining traction in their party. He is becoming a very influential voice in the Democrat Party, and they don't want to walk away from it because they want his voters and they want his platform. So it's very few Democrats that are pushing.
Oh my God, Fox News is so boring. Yo, what's up, Chance? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us on Twitch. Thanks for the likes, Shadow. You can also, we have gifts. Liberty would be riding Hassan. You're funny. You are funny. Y'all are funny. I like it. Hey, we got 10 viewers. Yeah, fuck Bill Maher. Yeah, neither can I. He's a piece of shit. Bill Maher sucks. I don't want to listen to this lady anymore. She's boring. That's why she's not the chairman of the RNC anymore. Oh yeah, cool. This is why mainstream media sucks ass, because we were talking about this like 3 days ago. Angie Nixon, we love her. Let's go.
The Democratic Socialists. You recently joined the Democratic Socialists of America.
Look, we need to talk.
Angie Nixon, a Democratic Socialist, is. Who's the Democratic Socialist? You recently joined the Democratic Socialists of America. Democratic Socialist, Angie Nixon.
This isn't about any organization I'm affiliated with. This isn't even about the labels they try to put on me. This is about the needs of the people. Y'all know me. I'm about Medicare for all, universal child care, real affordable housing, fully funded public education, and an end to senseless wars. Here's the thing about a box. Someone else built it, but I answer to you. So you tell me, because you live in Florida, does your rent, which is over 18% the national average, care what they label me? Does your health care, which Ashley Moody caused to skyrocket, does it care what you label me? Does the schools that are shutting down in your neighborhood care what they label me? Look, y'all, I am Angie Nixon, and it has always been and will always be Angie for Florida because I care about you.
Democrat consultant usually has something to say, but that was just a good ad. Holy cow. Oh, here we go. Neera Tanden, I'm sick of you. Oh, I saved some great posts on Instagram today. Who is more desperate for attention, Bill Maher or Enes Kanter? I think that's a pretty close, that's a very close race. There he is, Valentil, Mr. Chris Valenti. Let's see here. Profile, saved. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking at. Genocide and war crimes, the legacy of Ratko Mladic. He was a war criminal from the former Yugoslavia. Well, yeah, I mean Bosnia-Herzegovina, which was a part of the former Yugoslavia. He died while serving a life sentence for genocide, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. He commanded Bosnian Serb forces, and so basically, when Tito died in the 1980s, I think he died in 1980. Tito was the brutal dictator of Yugoslavia during the Soviet Union. I think he might have been the only dictator that told Stalin to fuck off, if memory serves. It might have been him, I think. He was not a fan of Stalinism or Stalin personally. I don't think that they got along. Once Tito died, though, the former Yugoslavia split up into like 7 different countries. There was Croatia, Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia, and then there were all these different. They're the Balkans, the Balkan region. It's split up into like 7. There's like 7 different nationalities living there. So it was very, very, very brutal in the 1990s. Some of you may remember if you've read any history or anything. Yeah, seriously, take notes. So basically, when this civil war is happening from 1992 to 1995, Slobodan Milosevic, who was basically the Benjamin Netanyahu of the 90s, he basically let Serbian nationalists, and he helped facilitate a lot of crimes against humanity, genocide, ethnic cleansing. It was just mass murder. There's a very famous video that I'll show you of, I think Slobodan Milosevic was the only state leader that went to prison for crimes against humanity, if memory serves. Hang on a second. Croatian general. Here we go. So this Bosnian Croat war criminal dies after drinking poison. Ooh, okay. I understand. Wish to proceed.
It was meant to be a straightforward appeals judgment, but the UN War Crimes Court quickly turned to chaos, seconds after the judges upheld Bosnian Croat military leader Slobodan Prajac's 20-year sentence.
Stop, please. Please sit down.
Monsieur le Président, notre client dit qu'il a bu un poison ce matin.
Proceedings were halted and the curtains brought down, leaving the courtroom in a state of confusion. Several emergency workers rushed into the building carrying equipment in backpacks, and an ambulance was later seen leaving the tribunal. His death was announced by Croatian state TV shortly after. Prajac was the former commander of the Bosnian Croat Defense Forces, imprisoned for crimes against humanity. He was one of 6 former Bosnian Croat political leaders appearing in court on Wednesday, including Dranko Prlic, former Prime Minister of the Bosnian Croats breakaway statelet. This is the final case at the groundbreaking UN tribunal before it closes its doors at the end of next month. It was set up in 1993 for war crimes committed during the bloody 1990s breakup of former Yugoslavia. Wednesday's verdict came a week after the judges sentenced former Bosnian Serb military commander Ratko Mladic, dubbed the Butcher of Bosnia, to life imprisonment, after finding him guilty of genocide and war crimes.
So we can only hope that Benjamin Netanyahu meets the same fate as these Bosnian war criminals in the former Yugoslavia. So Mladic commanded the Serb forces that seized large parts of Bosnia. Tribunal said it was ethnic cleansing, and he forcibly expelled Bosniaks, Croats, and other non-Serbs to clear territory for a greater Serbia. Is any of this sounding familiar? Is any of this kind of... You know, they say history rhymes, and when it comes to this conflict and what's happening in Gaza, it certainly sounds like history is not only rhyming, it sounds the exact same. You can just cut and paste. Serbia for Israel, and there you go. Mladic forces terrorized the civilian population of Sarajevo with artillery, tanks, mortars, and heavy machine guns, killing thousands during the 43-month siege. He ordered his troops to scorch the brains of Bosniaks and boasted of being a Serbian god. 1995, Mladic's forces overran Srebrenica, a UN-designated safe area where thousands of Bosniaks had sought refuge. His forces separated men and boys from women and children and systematically killed at least 8,000. Some were eventually dug up and moved to remote locations in an attempt to hide evidence of the killings. International courts recognized the massacre as a genocide. Mladic was convicted of genocide, persecution, extermination, murder, deportation, forcible transfer, terror, and attacks on civilians. He was sentenced to life in prison. Former UN rights chief Saif Rad al-Hussein called him the epitome of evil. Mladic never accepted responsibility, telling the UN tribunal, "I do not recognize this court." When he sentenced to life, he said, "This is all lies. You are all liars." He died in a UN prison hospital in The Hague on August 27th. Does any of this sound... Yes, history is definitely repeating itself, Sprout. Does any of this sound familiar? Does this sound like anybody we know? I'll give you 2 guesses, but I think you're only going to need one. You know what the crazy thing is that the U.S. got involved in this because it was so bad at the time. But this pales in comparison to what is happening in Gaza and Palestine. Well, Gaza is Palestine, but what's happening in Palestine? This is... Imagine if this was... If this was... This is crazy. It's so fucking infuriating. There's a great book by Misha Glenny called The Fall of Yugoslavia, and he went and kind of interviewed all of these warlords, war criminals, while they were committing these war crimes. He was a journalist, so there was nothing he could do to stop it. Wait, what about EMS? What do you mean, Chato? I don't know. So yeah, that was kind of an interesting post that I read today. Oh, here we go. Let's see what Jasmine Crockett has to say about
political ecosystem. But so do you. You are often, an energy magnet when it comes to voters. We've seen the turnout that you can produce. Talrico might very well need that magnetism. Will you campaign with him?
I will be campaigning down ballot. I think that what matters most, because when we're looking at a state like Texas, we've tried this, where we've got one amazing candidate that's running at the top of the ticket. Beto is a very good example of this, raising all the money, doing all the things, running around the entire state, but it's not enough. So for me, I don't think that it should be a matter of there's just one thing that is getting me to the polls. I think it has to be something a little bit more in a state like Texas. And so for me, I think that making sure that people that maybe are getting overshadowed because it seems like it's only about one big race, I think amplifying them, making sure that I can raise their profiles and introducing them to people, that'll give something more to voters to make them say, you know what, it may be raining outside, but I gotta go get there because I gotta go get there for this person and this person, plus I don't like Trump.
I understand, but is it an either or? Either you excite the down ballot or you...
I think for me it probably is. I think it probably is, only because I am, we've got the fire pack that's going, and I'm running all over the country. And Texas is a big state. We're not talking about a small little state to kind of get around. We're talking about a really big state. And so for me, I'm really invested in a number of candidates that I didn't get to do anything for because I was running my own Senate race, candidates that I really do believe can make a difference no matter what happens ultimately at the top of the ticket. We've got to have wins.
What are you hearing?
I'm not a fan of Jasmine Crockett's politics, and I actually think she's making a very good point here. She's making a very good point. And I've talked to down-ballot candidates in races where there's a very high-profile Senate nominee, and they are always concerned that the Senate nominee is going to overshadow the attention that they need in order to get across the finish line. So, honestly, I think James Talarico is going to get plenty of support. I actually think that I don't like Jasmine Crockett's politics at all. I think she's a very gifted communicator, but and she's certainly been bombastic when it comes to scorching the Trump administration, which I obviously like. I don't like her politics at all. Like I could not disagree with her politics more. I think she's a centrist, corporate, AIPAC Dem, and for that reason alone, I don't think that Talarico is an amazing candidate, but I thought he was better than Crockett. And I actually think that strategically, yes, occupied Palestine, thank you. Tried giving Palestine 80% of Gaza. They don't want peace. No, actually, you're wrong, old knight. You're wrong on... Yeah, no, but here's the thing, Paul. Like, I think that Jasmine Crockett is definitely doing this. I definitely think she is very, very bruised from her defeat. And I also think what she's doing is smart. Because if you are not, you're not going to care if you're not going to care as much about a Senate candidate to go out and vote if you don't radiate. It's kind of like, I'm trying to think of an example. I went and saw this band that was from my hometown one time, and they were kind of the middle band, and then there was a headliner band that everybody knew. I didn't go for the headliner because I didn't really like their music. I went because of the band that was local to me, and I think there's a lot of districts in Texas that are purple. And so if you get somebody to go to support the down ballot candidate, they're going to support the Democrat up ballot. And really what we need in Texas is turnout. So if she's trying to make it hyper local, in order to drive turnout, I actually think that is a viable political strategy. I'm not a politics person. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so please ignore me. And I also think that CNN is notorious for trying to make cable news reality TV. And I guarantee they read Twitter too. And I guarantee they're like, ooh, try and make it about an internecine beef in the Democratic Party. That's why, like, corporate media and corporate Democrats are always one of the reasons they always lose, other than the fact they have shitty policies, is because corporate media understands that if you get Democrats to fight against the left, their ratings go up. Their ratings go up because they always have centrists on to defend themselves, and then the left talk about the centrist appearances, which then drives the centrists on the internet to look at the interviews. It's like this. Oh my God, Chris Caden, shut the Mike Rogers literally just put his Florida house up for sale. Oh yeah, I forgot. Mike Rogers did live in Florida.
Again, this is only the tip of the iceberg with him.
Oh, it is. This guy's a complete con man. It's unbelievable to me that he is more proud of Egypt than he is his home country of America. I mean, this explains to me why he doesn't like Mackinac Island, why he doesn't like Ford pickups, why he doesn't like businesses that sell alcohol. I mean, the list just keeps going. He doesn't like football. He thinks that's racist too.
Yeah, Mike Rogers, you can tell he doesn't spend his winters in Michigan. He's got far too much of a tan. Third Way is not really an advocacy group for moderation in the Democratic Party. It is more a Wall Street lobbying shop. There's clear corruption here. Why political moderates are losing. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Imagine thinking the Democratic Party can be reformed. Oh, man, it's so annoying. Wow, it's crazy that they've been watching the jury here for... We're going to do this for 7 hours, huh? No thanks. Oh, Laura Loomer? Ugh, she's the worst. Oh, good for... Keith Lee's great. It's so annoying. I'm so sick and tired of oh yeah, EMS was no, they tried to save that guy, but he died. When Talarico's the senator, I hope he will forgive you, Jasmine. Yeah, I think if Talarico's a senator, he's not gonna be thinking about I think he's gonna be thinking about everything he can do to stop what's going on right now. I do think that Talarico's a good faith actor, which, you know, we need as many good faith actors as humanly possible. I do get a little concerned about the Beto O'Rourke. The thing about Texas is that it's a giant money sink. People have been trying for years to win there, and it never seems to work. So I don't know what they're doing differently, but they gotta try harder. They have to try harder. Let me see here. I'm gonna go on my Instagram and see what's going on. Oh, cool. Y'all, the nurses are on strike for getting Palantir out.
What do we want? When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down!
Love that. More strikes. We need more strikes. We need more strikes. We need more unions. We need more strikes. If you're looking on TikTok, if you're here on TikTok, go to the link in my bio. Go to Twitch. Go to YouTube. Larry Ellison hates me. Okay. U.S.-Israel war on Iran. Number of recorded attacks. 2,053. You know what the funny thing? Well, I don't know that it's funny, but you know what the sad thing is that Osama bin Laden's first fatwa in I think it was the early 90s was to get, let's just go full screen here. Osama bin Laden's first fatwa, the thing he was bent out of shape about was the fact that the United States was building military bases in Saudi Arabia in order to stage a forward operating base in the Holy Land. So he thought that that was his call to jihad. Let's fast forward 35 years, and now our Middle Eastern allies, once allies, now bribing the president, are talking about not rebuilding the military bases that were destroyed in the Iran war. So I don't think that American imperialism is really working out the way they had hoped when they launched Operation Iraqi Freedom and all that stuff. I am not saying that I support the actions of mass murderers like Osama bin Laden. I do think that our attempts to try and stop him have backfired horribly, which is why the phrase blowback exists. And here's the thing about him. He didn't care if he died. So we spent all of this treasure and lives and resources, blood and treasure and all this stuff, and we really got nothing. We got nothing. Oh, look at this, Flock. Let's see what Flock is up to. Flock is very big on the internet. I don't want it to be that loud.
Richfield with 10 cameras. There was 1.8 million photos taken. 1.8 million with 10 cameras in Richfield, Minnesota. That's another 120-some thousand across the nation. So this is not a Richfield thing. This is a step back, and we have to see what this problem is. Has Flock done anything about, the murderers that in broad daylight? Flock did nothing for that. Cops love saying the excuse of, well, you have nothing to worry about if you're not committing crimes. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Minnesota 15. That was neighbors talking to each other and protecting children, feeding children, keeping families from getting terrorized. In what way is Flock going to make any of that better? In the month of June, for the 30 days that Flock kept the pictures, in Richfield with 10 cameras, there was 1.8 million photos taken. 1.8 million with 10 cameras in Richfield, Minnesota. That's another 120-some thousand across the nation. So this is not a Richfield thing. This is a step back, and we have to see what this problem is. Has Flock done anything about, the murderers that in broad daylight? Flock did nothing for that. Cops love saying the excuse of, well, you have nothing to worry about if you're not committing crimes. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Minnesota 15. That was neighbors.
Yeah, this thing with, is anybody here familiar with the Panopticon? Does anybody know what that is? Texas is Alabama with billionaires. Cannot wait for deflock hammer night. I don't know what you're talking about, Sprout. Neither can I. Let me see here. Sorry, y'all. I'm busy. Okay. So I do want to talk about what happened in Nepal. Let me see if I can find. Okay.
Over 150 people were killed and more than 1,300 are still missing after a violent flash flood swept through a valley in Nepal near the Chinese border on Wednesday.
Jesus.
As many as 80 bridges and 40 kilometers of paved highway were damaged or swept away, according to Nepalese authorities. Hundreds of foreign nationals were also missing, including people from India, Malaysia, the UK, US, and Australia. The US Geological Survey says the deadly flood was caused by a glacial collapse which sent waves of water, ice, and debris into the villages downstream. The flooding also hit Tibet's Jurong County. Chinese President Xi Jinping called for an all-out rescue effort after what could become one of China's deadliest natural disasters this year. Indians were among the largest group of foreign tourists affected. Many were pilgrims traveling toward Mount Kailash in Tibet. India has also put parts of 2 northern states on high alert as floodwaters move downstream, raising concerns in the densely populated state of Bihar. The US State Department says it's working with Nepalese authorities, while Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says more than 30 Australians are still missing. Over 150 people were killed and more than...
Well, does anybody remember what I told you about what that rich guy said? He said, why don't you ever have kids? I said, well, climate change for one. And he said, what do you care about? He's like, it's not real. And then I said, yeah, no, it is real. It is. And he said, well, even if it is real, what do you care about something that's going to affect you 50 years from now when you're dead? That's what rich people think about this shit. And, you know, I don't have to explain to a normal human being why that answer was completely psychotic. But, or maybe that he just doesn't get it, and we should forgive him for it. Fuck that. These fucking assholes. Assholes. This is such bullshit, dude. None of these people who died had anything to do with why that glacier collapsed. Because the reason that glacier collapsed is because of global warming in... Let's look at carbon emissions in the Western... Let's look at carbon emissions by country. Carbon emissions by country. Let's see here. China has the most, but they have, let's see if there's a map I can show you all. This is why it's unfair. There we go. It's 2006. That was a while ago. Let's see here. Carbon emissions by country map. Here we go. So this shows the countries that have released the most carbon. As you can see here by the red, we do a lot of it. So does Europe. So does Russia. So does China. And all of these countries here are going to get creamed by it. And it's just another manifestation of how Yep. That's right, Smokey. Those poor people in Nepal died so fossil fuel executives could buy another yacht. That is absolutely fucking right. That's it. It's a whole game, folks. That's the ball game. And there you have it. You can see all the smallest countries are going to be the ones that are the most affected by climate change. And that's what's going to happen, right? We're going to look at climate change on our phones. We're going to see the effects of climate change on our phones until the effects get closer and closer and closer to the countries that can actually afford to do something about it, but won't because they continue to profit from it. And that's the ball game. And I used to feel better about living near the Great Lakes because at least there's a huge fresh water supply. But the fact that J.B. Pritzker and all of them, did I get a gift on stream today? That's capitalism for you, folks. I just was making a point and then, boop, it's gone. No, yes, the powerful have deadened neurons in their brains. Chara, I think you're absolutely right. I think if you want to be rich in this country, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to be very intelligent. You just have to be a sociopath, or you have to learn how to compartmentalize really, really well. Like, you have to be able to see to the point where you make the most profit, and then beyond that, if you're not a sociopath, you have to compartmentalize the pain and downstream violence that your behavior causes, which is what we've talked about in the past. We talked about Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson was the CEO of United Healthcare, and he said that, they said that he didn't have security, which is, which shows you that the incentives of a society that we live in are so perverted that this man whose behavior had led to the unalivings of thousands and thousands and thousands of people because they could not afford health care. He didn't feel like he had done anything wrong, which goes to show you that the incentive functions in this country are totally screwed because Brian Johnson compartmentalized. You know, he had a family, he had kids, he had a wife. He probably thought he was a good guy. And because he surrounded himself with people that subscribed to the same incentive culture, which is create value for shareholders at the expense of customers, who in this case happen to be looking for support with their health care, he didn't think he would ever meet someone affected by the incentive structure that he participated in. And he did. And I still think it's very sad. I don't support violence. I don't think violence is the answer. Mostly because as soon as you use violence on the enemy feels emboldened to use it on you. And when it comes to violence, the U.S. government has proven time and time again they have a monopoly on the use of force. And they are not afraid to escalate it, even at their own expense. So it's nuanced, right? You can't use the tactics of the oppressor to free yourself from being oppressed. You have to meet fear with love, which is so disappointing. But it comes back to Manuel's thing. He said, we got to get mad. We got to stay mad. We got to stay indignant. Okay? As long as there's anything unfair, unjust, or we feel people are being treated unfairly, then yeah, hell yeah, we need to fight like hell. We need to insult these people. We need to interrupt them. We need to make their lives miserable. We need to make sure that they understand we see them and that they are never going to get a full night's sleep because we're going to be outside banging pots and pans and leaving flaming bags of dog shit on their doorstep. Stupid and futile gestures will win the day, my friends, and small acts of kindness towards each other. I'm telling you. There's this book. It's called Bury the Chains. It's written by Adam Hochschild. He wrote Actually, his dad was in the CIA, strangely enough, but he wrote the book King Leopold's Ghost. It's about the Belgian Congo. He wrote this book called Bury the Chains. It was about a minister in, let me see if I can pull it up here. You all should write it down. Bury the Chains. Adam Hochschild. Okay. So basically what happened was 2 great movie recommendations, Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room, and The Laundromat. I have not seen The Laundromat. Yeah, it cost some good trouble. Exactly, Manuel. I have seen Enron, The Smartest Guys in the Room. Spoiler alert, they were not the smartest guys in the room. They were fucking idiots. Bury the Chains. Prophets and Rebels in the Fight to Free an Empire Slaves. Adam Hochschild did an amazing job with this book. He found that he basically found a bunch of primary sources of the people that ended the triangle, that made chattel enslaving of other people in England, made it illegal. And the way they did that, they were, a lot of them, one of them was a pastor who won a debate at Oxford about why enslaving people was wrong. And then he dedicated his entire life to stopping the slave trade in England. And he succeeded. They made it illegal far before the United States did. The other people, there was a lot of Quakers who got involved in it. They had always been staunchly abolitionist. And one of them was a Quaker who I really liked because he was basically doing like guerrilla theater. Like he would go outside of a slave owner's house and stick his foot in the snow for like hours at a time until he got frostbite and like he would kidnapped a slave owner's daughter to make a point. He did all these crazy pranks and shit. And yeah, so yeah, definitely check it out. I highly recommend it. I would love to get Adam Hochschild on the show one day, hopefully. Yep, that's exactly right. That's right. So that's why I subscribe to the idea. You got to read this book though, Bury the Chains, Prophets and Rebels in the Fight to Free an Empire Slaves. It's crazy though. You have to read this book because it was just a small group of people that started writing letters and started doing protests and started doing all of these things, and all of those things built up and snowballed, and eventually they were able to change the country, which is insane. I mean, it's insane. This is the British Empire, okay? This is not like, this is the British Empire at the peak of its power. The United States was still involved. They still had, it was crazy. But I want to talk about this movie. So, I'm putting this in the chat. This guy, Ben McKenzie, he was in the OC. So I watched this movie the other night. I rented it. Pretty cool what they're doing with this, actually, because I have a lot of friends who have made movies. Like, they're literally my friends. And one of my friends, his wife made a movie about Palestine, and she could not get a distributor to buy it. And a lot of times that means that no one's going to see the movie. And I think that Ben McKenzie's facing the same problem. Actually, the other producer of the movie is named Giorgio Angelini, and he made the Pepe the Frog documentary in 2021. It's called Feels Good Man. And I reached out to him on TikTok. He may come on the show sometime. to talk about everybody is lying to you for money. But I watched this show. I watched this movie. It was so good. It was funny, and it basically explains how crypto is a Ponzi scheme, which we all know. But he interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried. He interviewed a bunch of people that ended up getting convicted of financial crimes, and the entire thing is insane. It's insane to see what people are willing to do and say in order to enrich themselves at the expense of normal, everyday people. And it was really encouraging. I'm not gonna lie, it was really an encouraging movie, even though it was sad because we see this, basically every regular people see this, where this ends, because we always see where it ends, because we're always the ones who have to deal with the consequences of it. I had to graduate college in the wake of the first financial crisis, and it was miserable. And, we're seeing the same behaviors all over again. We have this speculative society where gamblings and ETFs and NFTs and all these little acronyms and crypto, it's all AI. It's all just a bunch of bullshit. And we know it because we don't use any of it. Because none of us can afford to experiment and play with these things. And there are a bunch of regular people like us who are throwing all of their money into these pipe dreams. And the only thing that happens, but it's not a pipe, because stuff goes down a pipe and comes out. This is a funnel. And it goes right into the mouth of the richest people in the world. And the only way that they're going to keep this thing propped up, which is what they're doing, is if they infect the entire financial system with it, which is what they've done now. Because you can buy Bitcoin on the S&P 500. There are electronically traded Bitcoin funds, which means that every 401k, every IRA, every index fund is somehow, in some way, exposed to crypto. So it's now become too big to fail. Which is terrifying. It's terrifying. And I thought that this documentary did a really good job of showing just how scary it is and just how fraught and perilous the situation we find ourselves in with crypto is. So you can actually go, yeah, it's a huge scam. It's a huge scam, Smokey. So you can actually go and watch it. It's $20, which I know for a lot of folks in the chat is a lot. I want to see if I can get some links so that people can watch the movie. The cool thing about this, though, is that King Leopold's Ghost by Hochschild is amazing. Highly recommend that book too. It kind of changed my life, to be honest with you. The thing that they're doing with this movie that's different than any other movie is that they're trying to do this like an independent release so that you can stream it online and support the filmmakers. Like I said, I kind of like the producer and I have like DM'd before. So, I'm always about supporting independent artists, independent films. It's like I always say, if you can, if it's corporate, steal it. If it's independent, support it. And if you can't support it, figure out a way to, if you see their Instagram or you see their YouTubes or anything like that, be sure to give them a like. This guy's working his ass off to get the word out about this, and I think it's an important story that everybody would benefit from seeing. So yeah, I really like the movie though because I was an economics major. The interesting thing is I actually met the guy on the right, Ben, at Brad Lander's election night party. Actually, Valentil was there. Chris Valenti was there with me. I don't think he met Ben McKenzie, though. He was too busy doing something else. But, yeah, no, I was, like, the only one who walked up to him, and I was like, hey, I don't really want to take a picture with you because you were in the OC. I want to talk to you about your movie. And I watched it, and it was good. It was great. He was a cool guy. He was a nice guy. He was like, yeah, man, like, I was an econ major, and I was like, I was an econ major too, which is cool. So, yeah, crypto is definitely a Ponzi scheme, and it's gambling. It is an incredibly speculative, dangerous thing, and I really, really hope, but I have a feeling that we're not going to get out of it unscathed. I think that there are going to be some big ramifications. My prediction for crypto is that what's going to happen is Trump is going to go to jail for corruption. Well, he may never go to jail, but hang on a second. Let's go into the Trump corruption piece of the equation. Whenever anybody says, hey, do you want to invest in crypto? You know what I say? Would you ever want to invest in anything that Donald Trump has invested in? They always say no. And I said, then why would I want to invest in crypto? Okay, here is what I think. This is what I think is going to happen. Wow, look at this. We have brand new reporting. Okay, so we got UAE spy sheikh backs 49% stake in Trump family's crypto bank venture, Wall Street Journal reports. Key points. Okay. The powerful United Arab Emirates official known as spy sheikh is behind the largest stake in the holding company for Trump family's planned crypto bank, further deepening his financial ties to President Donald Trump's business empire. Sheikh Tahnoon bin Zayed Al Nahyan. I took Arabic for 2 years, believe it or not. The UAE's national security advisor and brother of its president and his co-investors are behind String Z Holding RSC, which owns a 49% stake in the bank's holding company, WLTC Holdings. According to the Journal, an entity affiliated with Trump's family owns an additional 38%. Tahnoon and other investors previously invested $500 million in the Trump-backed World Liberty Financial. In January 2025, the month Trump began his second term as president, receiving a 49% stake in the cryptocurrency company. The deal directed $263 million to Trump family entities, according to the Trump's 2025 annual financial disclosure. The investment is one of several foreign deals that have benefited Trump's businesses since he returned to office. Trump's businesses generated at least $59 million in foreign licensing revenue during the first year of his second term. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency this month granted World Liberty preliminary conditional approval to establish a federally chartered national trust bank. The bank would issue, redeem, and safeguard USD1, World Liberty's dollar-backed stablecoin, but must satisfy additional conditions before opening. Okay, so that's insane. Is their goal, like AI, its last form is compelling their risk debt to all of U.S.? Yes, that is... All right, take it easy, Sprout. Thank you so much for coming today. We appreciate you. Yep, more corruption, Smokey. Sprout, take it easy. Be nice to yourself. Remember, we love you. I completely agree, Chato. Too big to fail is their goal. Like AI, its last form is compelling their risk debt to all of the U.S. Yeah, that's why I'm going to give you my theory on this. I completely agree with you, though, Smokey. The bank would issue, redeem, and safeguard USD1. So stablecoin is basically what you have to put. You take a U.S. dollar, you exchange it for USD1, which is a stablecoin, and then when you transact to buy crypto, you use the stablecoin to buy crypto. And the reason it's called a stablecoin is because it's pegged with the U.S. dollar, which means the value of the stablecoin goes up and down based on the U.S. dollar. The arrangement has drawn scrutiny because Tahnoon is a foreign government official, and the Trump administration has negotiated with the UAE over access to advanced U.S. artificial intelligence chips. The administration approved chip sales to G42, a UAE-backed, state-backed AI company controlled by Tahnoon, and last month eased limits on how many chips it could purchase. World Liberty spokesman Dave Watchman called the firm a private American financial technology company, not a political organization, and said its trust company has separate governance. No one at World Liberty works for the U.S. government, and there are no conflicts of interest, he said, adding that the company neither seeks nor receives special treatment. He did not address the reported ownership structure. The White House did not immediately respond to CNBC's request for comment, but has previously said Trump only acts in the best interest of the American public and denied that he has conflicts of interest. Wow, I feel so much better. I feel so much better. Oh, love the Sprout love here. Yeah, I think of Matt Damon when I think of crypto too. How disappointed I was with him when he ended up shilling it. Oh wow. Okay. All right, folks. I have a dinner I got to get to. This was going to be a short stream anyways. I got to do some editing, and then I got to jump out. But I hope everybody had a good time today. Please be sure to take care of yourselves this weekend. Don't get down. Do something nice for somebody else. Don't forget, even though the world is a very scary, sad, and disappointing place, we have each other, and we're going to make it through this monstrosity that is known as the current moment. You all have been giving me a lot to be grateful for in a time that is very difficult for me for reasons I will, I'm sure, discuss one day on stream once I've healed. But yeah, I hope you all are having a good day. Manuel, keep up the great work. Charo, Smokey, thank you all for coming in and taking care of business today. Everyone take care of themselves this weekend. I love you.